Mike Perry just dropped a bombshell after that so-called fight with Jake Paul on July 20th. Fans are not buying the results, especially after that bizarre last round. Meanwhile, Jake's out there celebrating like he just discovered fire, throwing money around with a cash cannon. Seriously, Jake? We get it. You love yourself. Now we've got to endure more of his over-the-top bravado. But don't sweat it, folks, because I've done some deep diving into what really went down in that final round. And guess what? The picture is getting a whole lot clearer. I mean, who doesn't love seeing Jake Paul get too big for his britches and then faceplant spectacularly? We're about to debunk the whole Jake Paul versus Mike Perry saga, and to do that, we need to take a world tour of these two fighters' journeys. So, Mike Perry's adventure in the fight world is nothing short of a roller coaster, filled with jaw-dropping moments and unyielding determination. His rise in the UFC was marked by raw talent and a knack for delivering brutal knockouts. Perry quickly carved out a reputation as one of the fiercest competitors around. His aggressive style and fearless approach made him a fan favorite and a nightmare for his opponents. Perry wasn't just fighting to win, he was fighting to dominate, and it showed.
Hard Knocks with Christy Martin was my first boxing school in the Mike Tyson Broughton style of boxing.
Then came his transition to the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC, a move that only the bravest would dare to make. In BKFC, Perry's ferocity found a new playground. Fighting without gloves was not a problem for him. Perry took to it like a fish to water, racking up an impressive list of victories. Michael Venom Page, Eddie Alvarez, Luke Rockhold, these are some of the names Perry added to his hit list. Each fight was more thrilling than the last, with Perry consistently proving he was a force to be reckoned with. His success in bare-knuckle fighting wasn't just about winning. It was about dismantling his opponents, leaving no doubt about his dominance, as he said.
That's all I know. I've been victorious, I've been succeeding consistently, and I've been getting better every single day. Put this little twerp in his place. He's new to this game. Welcome.
But Perry wasn't satisfied with just conquering BKFC. His sights were set on a new challenge, pro boxing. And who better to target than the YouTube sensation turned boxer Jake Paul? Perry's transition to boxing wasn't just another career move, it was a statement. He wanted to be the first MMA fighter to beat Jake Paul, and his determination was palpable. Perry's training was intense, his focus unwavering. He knew this was more than just a fight, it was a chance to cement his legacy across multiple combat sports. Perry's dedication and relentless spirit were on full display as he prepared for the showdown with Paul. His past achievements, from his UFC days to his BKFC triumphs, all built up to this moment. Perry wasn't just a fighter, he was a warrior, ready to step into the ring and give it his all. The fight with Jake Paul was highly anticipated, not just because of Paul's growing reputation in boxing, but because of what Perry brought to the table. His experience, grit, and unshakable confidence made for a captivating build-up to the bout. On fight night, Perry came out swinging, living up to every bit of his fierce reputation. His punches were precise, his movements calculated, and his determination was evident with every jab and hook. Jake Paul might have been the favorite for many, but Perry made it clear he was there to win. The fight was intense, with both fighters showing remarkable resilience. Yet despite Perry's dominating performance, and Paul ending up looking like he had a close encounter with a blender, the final call awarded the victory to Paul, leaving many in disbelief. And obviously this fight was the talk of the town, drawing fans from every corner of the globe. Perry, known for his raw power and relentless fighting style, was up against Jake Paul, the YouTube sensation who had somehow managed to turn the boxing world upside down with his surprisingly decent skills in the ring. The build-up was nothing short of spectacular, with both fighters trading barbs and hyping up their impending clash like it was the end of the world. As the fight kicked off, it quickly became clear that Perry was in beast mode. From the first bell, he unleashed a brutal onslaught, landing powerful blows that had the crowd on their feet. Jake Paul, despite all his trash talk, was on the receiving end of a relentless battering. Perry's punches were precise and devastating, each one adding to the ever-growing collection of bruises on Jake's face. By the second round, Paul's face was a mess, blood streaming down as a visual testament to Perry's brutal efficiency. But hey, credit where it's due, Jake showed some serious resilience. He kept coming back for more, absorbing blow after blow and trying to mount his own offense. The problem? The gap in skill was painfully obvious. Perry was the aggressor, controlling the pace and landing most of the significant punches. Each round made it clearer. Perry was dominating and Jake was barely hanging in there. The pivotal moment came in the later rounds. Perry, still in full beast mode, kept pressing forward, delivering a barrage of punches that left Jake staggering. The crowd sensed the fight was nearing its end, with Perry clearly in control. But then, things took a bizarre turn. Despite Jake's battered condition and Perry's commanding performance, the momentum shifted in an inexplicable way. The referee's actions became the center of attention, with several calls that left spectators scratching their heads. When the final bell rang, everyone was sure Perry had this in the bag. Fans and analysts alike were waiting for the inevitable, Perry's hand raised in victory. But when the referee declared Jake Paul the winner, the arena erupted in disbelief. Boos echoed throughout the venue, and social media exploded with reactions. How could this decision be justified when Jake was clearly outmatched and bleeding like a stuck pig? Perry, however, remained unfazed. The back-and-forth banter only heightened the anticipation. At one point, Paul mockingly thanked Perry for promoting his fight by beating up his mascot the previous day.
It's what it is, you know, he's going to have to pay for that on Saturday night, and at the end of the day, it's great promo for W at Walmart. Get it today. That's all it is, so thank you, Mike, honestly, for the promo, but on Saturday, he is going to have to pay.
Paul joked, but his tone had an edge. As the press conference continued, the intensity only grew. Paul's provocations became more pointed, and Perry's responses more biting. Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either.
And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either, so...
Paul declared, dragging another big name into the mix. Once I knock out Mike Perry, let's run it, Conor. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen.
Knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it, but you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw.
Perry's retort was swift.
Disrespectful punk. Those men and women fight for their families over there. They put it all on the line and they get in that ring and they put on shows for the fans. Conor said my name was self-proclaimed, but they gave me the title of King of Violence, and my tequila is going to be better than his whiskey.
Every exchange amped up the crowd's energy. The press conference wasn't just a pre-fight ritual. It was a spectacle in itself, with each fighter's personality on full display. Paul's bold claims and Perry's unwavering determination created a dynamic as thrilling as it was volatile. The room was filled with the palpable sense that anything could happen, and that their fight would be one for the ages. Throughout, both fighters kept pushing the limits, trying to outdo each other in confidence and aggression. Paul's claims grew bolder with each passing minute. I will knock out Mike Perry in less than 2 rounds.
I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out Mike Perry in less than 2 rounds. It's going to happen. Put the money on it.
A smug smile playing on his lips. The audience reacted with a mix of incredulity and excitement. Paul's bravado was sky high, but Perry's calm, steady responses suggested a different outcome. Perry's demeanor was a stark contrast to Paul's. He wasn't there to entertain with words. He was there to make a statement.
I'm a dirty motherfucker. Point blank, period. I'm gonna get nasty in there.
Bro, you went to private
your ear,
school.
Jake.
Perry said, his tone matter of fact. His quiet confidence made Perry's words resonate. He didn't need to shout to be heard. His reputation and record spoke for themselves. Now tell me, are you satisfied with the results after all Thai bravado?